Yeah. Unashamed, unafraid. I'm trying to walk the walk. Truth on the mic, no shame here, just real talk. Came from the outside, never fit in. Now we tell the story and the healing begins. No front, no mask, just telling the truth. Keep it real, keep it raw, speaking straight from the booth. If you feeling like an outsider, this one's for you.
Welcome to another episode of Unashamed, Unafraid. We are unashamed of sexual addiction recovery and unafraid of coming unto Christ for healing. Welcome back to another Live Unashamed episode.
Woo!
In the house, we've got the Hulk of Hope.
Yep, that's me. As I raise my hand, so some of you guys can't see me raising my hand. That's me.
And Shua.
He hates the name Shua.
I don't remember having such a
Joshua
visceral response to that name. But, yeah. Shua, I'm here. How are you guys?
Dope.
I know Chris is dope.
Chris is always
We all know
dope.
Chris is dope.
We all know Chris is dope.
Not always. I have issues sometimes, and I struggle sometimes.
My heart's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
My heart's, pretty heavy. My wife's at Glory right now, and I relapsed yesterday. She doesn't really have cell reception for the next 2 days, and it's just hard. I've just been sitting in it.
So who were you accountable to?
Well, I talked to my sister yesterday.
Sweet.
At lunch. We went out to lunch. I talked to Mason yesterday. I talked to James today. Now I'm talking to you guys. So I found other people for sure.
Awesome.
And it's been really helpful actually. But my heart's just still a little heavy from it because it's really, really hard on her. And it gets even harder when I've processed for several days. And then I tell her and it devastates her. She has to go through her own emotional process. So it's just heavy. I'm struggling.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, isolating, guys. That's why I relapsed. She was gone and suddenly I was alone. And
So let me ask, was it a planned isolation where you're like, I know she's going to be gone. She's going to be gone for 3 days. Opportunity presents itself.
yeah.
I'm going to go.
Well, it wasn't an unplanned isolation, right? Because if you don't intentionally make choices, the addiction will come to you. So I would
Right.
say it wasn't unplanned.
So not planning safety.
Totally, yeah.
How to keep
I
yourself safe, right?
I didn't make intentional decisions about how I was going to live a connected life while my wife was gone. It's usually just like, oh yeah, I come home every evening after work and we watch an episode of The Chosen and then we eat dinner and it's planned into the day. So that's an area I struggle. But I had talked to her and I had said like, hey, I'm feeling triggered. My brain just keeps flipping that switch on that's telling me like, hey, Jasmine's going to be gone. And it was aggressive in the way that thought kept coming back into my head. So I talked to her about it. But I just didn't make a plan. How am I going to connect? How am I going to take advantage of my community?
So in that moment, so going back because it's so recent.
Yeah.
Why did you isolate, man? Like, what was it that you're like, I'm just gonna go and do this, and I'm not gonna reach out to anybody before I act out. Like I'm just gonna isolate.
Because I'm super upset with Jasmine. I haven't handled it well. I've been super upset with her on about a number of things. Some of them rightfully so. Some of them probably are pretty immature. But there's been a lot of unprocessed emotion, which I have not taken to anyone but her. Which now she's gone, I can isolate and take care of it, right? Take care of it in quotes, because porn never takes care of it. I'm having a hard time adjusting to being married. And we talked a couple episodes about how I'm going to commit to using my brotherhood better. Well, I have, but there's tears, and I don't live a connected life outside of calling my brothers 1 or 2 times, maybe 3 times a week, and then my wife. There's just, my heart's not alive.
So, do you mind if I point something out?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, when I asked the question, like, why did you isolate?
Mm-hmm.
You said because you were mad at Jasmine.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Would it be because you chose to isolate because you just didn't know how to manage your emotions.
Yeah, totally. That's totally what it was.
Because that's where we get our power, right? For you to get your power back in that, instead of saying, "Hey, I'm blaming her for that," right? I know you're not intentionally like blaming her, but
Right.
that's where it comes out. Like you're.
Well,
Just
no,
like,
I actually think I am intentionally blaming her.
totally. So and
I'm
blame,
pissed,
right?
and
So
it's
blame
been
is
building.
the discharge
Right.
of pain and discomfort.
Right.
Quote from Brene Brown.
Right.
So in that, it's like, okay, so what am I doing? So why do I want to isolate? Well, because I don't want to face really what's going on for myself.
Right.
So if
Right.
I ask the question now, why did you isolate?
Because I haven't taken ownership for my own emotions. There's some conversations I need to have about a couple things in our relationship that I feel deeply frustrated with that I continue to avoid.
Yeah.
Right? And that is where I've been for a couple months now. I thought getting married, I was like, no, I'm good. Like, I have really worked on my ability to say how I'm feeling. And then as soon as someone wants to have sex and the other person doesn't, or as soon as I feel like I'm putting in more towards some shared goal we have than she is, suddenly I clam up. And then if I go to her and I have a conversation with her about it and she reacts poorly, I don't set a boundary, I just shrivel up and blame her.
Yeah.
Right. So you see what's going on there?
Totally.
I'll get stopped at one of those two pinch points and just get frustrated and blame her.
Dude, that's why like ownership and accountability is
Yeah.
so freaking hard.
Totally.
And that's why it's so hard to reach out. That is like, I mean, we talked about it in one of the episodes where we're like, what's the hardest thing you did in recovery? Making the damn call when you're in the temptation is one of the hardest things ever.
Right.
Why? Because it's so freaking hard to take the accountability on it
Yeah.
because we just want to blame everything else.
Right.
Right? Because we're uncomfortable.
There's a long time too in recovery where calling someone in the middle of being tempted is nowhere in your mind. That's not. That's just not even like somebody would ask me, like, so why didn't you call? And it's like, is that even possible? To be in the spiral and to think of calling someone else?
Right.
But that does get easier with time, but it's never easy.
Yeah.
Dude, but when people ask, what was it that was a big thing for you? That is one of the biggest game changers in my recovery.
Yeah.
Was picking up the phone and making the freaking call.
Yeah.
Because it was scary. It was hard. And then I had to start taking accountability for it and really like talking about my emotions because I'm like, I'm a mess and I'm pissed off and whatever I've got resentment. And then what was cool is like the guy showed up for me in that. They're like, let's talk about it. And we'd have these amazing conversations. And the temptation, gone.
Yeah. It's having a conversation like that really helps you to see things clearly because your warped, like, addicted mind. Like you said, we're blaming the wrong people. We have like everything that's going through our mind is just, it's all lies. And then when you can sit down with someone else and just like talk it out, all of a sudden, or just texting it out to someone sometimes, just like voicing it, thinking it from your head onto your phone or out of your mouth into someone else's ears can really help you just see things as they truly are. The reason we're doing this topic right now is because I've been isolating, I feel like, for months now. But I've also had sobriety for months now. But it's not recovery. I had this happen at my darkest moments in my life too, when I was just really depressed, where my drive for anything just went away, including sexual drive. And I would get sobriety, but I wasn't like healing. And like when I started going to therapy and I like told my therapist that I had like acted out on pornography, he was like, well, that's a good sign that you're feeling. And I was like, what? But like, he was like, I would say that's, that's showing that your mental health is improving. And I was like, I guess so. But right now I've been isolating a lot, and not because I want to act out. I don't really know why I'm isolating, because it doesn't make sense. Like, we just sat here and talked about it for forever, and like, I understand. Sometimes I'll understand something, but I won't believe it in a certain moment.
Because it feels natural, because you've been doing it for so long in so many different parts of your life and aspects of your life that you're like, I'm just isolating because that's just what I've done.
That's what I do. That might be it.
It's what I've done in the past. And so it just feels like I'm not like intentionally doing it. It just, I am.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in a place right now where I'm like, I refuse to isolate. Like, I had tons of changes in my life over this last year. And then I had a buddy of mine took his life, a week and a half ago. Oh. And his funeral is coming up this Friday. And, like, immediately I'm like, nope, I'm not isolating. I mean, I was with Autumn. It was 11:15 at night, so I wasn't with anybody else. So, but I just sat there and just cried, and I just let Autumn hold me. I like talked to her about what I was feeling, so I didn't isolate in that. And then the next day, one of my buddies called me and was like, hey, let's talk about Gabe. And I'm like, all right, I'm at the gym. I'm at the gym picking up this call, and I know why he's calling me. And we just start talking. I just start bawling. I'm at the gym. And he's like, where are you at? And I'm like, I'm at the gym in Riverton. And he's like, I'm on my way.
Wow.
And so he met me there, and we just I sat in his car for like an hour and 45 minutes just talking. And I'm like, I refuse to isolate because I refuse to do this on my own, because I'm like, I don't want to be in a place of doing this on my own. I've seen and experienced over and over and over the benefits of not doing this on my own, because I lived most of my life trying to do it on my own.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nope, I'm not doing it on my own anymore.
Well, something I learned about myself, and I think is a pattern for most people, as soon as that wound comes in, almost in every single case, the thing that happens right after that, right? There's a decision, something about my identity, something about who I am, something about what I'm capable of. And then the second lie, which is, therefore, I have to do it alone. I'm unworthy of people's love, therefore I have to do it alone.
Yeah.
I'm not good enough, so therefore I have to do it alone.
I'm not important enough for them to care.
Yes.
I shouldn't burden somebody with this, because, like, I'm not that big of a deal anyway.
Totally.
So
totally.
I'm just not going to call anybody.
I feel that one. I feel that one frequently. I felt like I heard that in your voice this morning, actually, Joshua, when we were on the phone. Yeah. Totally heard that one.
So that's how we got on this subject tonight of like, hey, what do we want to talk about and live unashamed? And tell the story. Like, why are we here talking right now about isolating?
Oh boy. There's just so much going on right now. Yeah, I mean, we got financial stress at our house right now. Our landlord raised rent $300 every month. And then at the beginning of the year, we got a dental bill that was $6,000 we owed that they were threatening to send to collections. And we tried to get them to let us split it up, and they only let us divide it into 3 payments. So we had to pay, on top of rent, $2,000 every month for the last 3 months. And every time something like this happens, I always I feel like a terrible provider. I feel like I'm not measuring up as a father, as a husband. There's a lot of stress at work right now where I feel like the whole company could just fall apart at any given moment. And I don't feel bad talking about it on here because I've talked about it with my boss. He feels the same way. We're both like living in this reality of like, if we can't get this to turn around, we're gonna have to give up. I'm gonna have to get a new job. He's gonna have to get a job doing something else, and that stress has been weighing on me, and a huge part of my recovery has been fitness. When I had nothing else in my life going for me, I started trying to have one thing I could have some sort of positive influence on in my life, and it was my health. And I've been doing that for a long time, and then I had these hernias that I had surgery on in February, and then I think I re-herniated them. I don't know for sure yet, but it feels just like it did, and I can't work out again, and I'm worried I'm gonna have to have surgery again and just be laying in bed and just undoing any progress that I'd made. And what I've found too with fitness is, the physical side of it is why I started doing it, but why I kept doing it was because of the mental benefit that I get from doing it. And I just haven't had that. And all I've done is just kind of spiral in all these different places for different reasons. I could go on. There's more. But I just...
So this is what I love about what just happened. What I was getting at is what happened with the call this morning when Sam was calling to say, hey, you need to come in to the recording. And then you just really broke down of why you're isolating. Because a few minutes ago you said, I'm isolating for the last 4 months and I have no idea why. And now, look what just happened, man. That's why you're isolating.
I just hate that my response is to isolate. I know that's not what I should do, but that's just what. And it's disappointing that that's my response when I know better, but that's just what I've been doing. I had something happen today that was really weird. That made me feel like, even though I've been isolating from more than brotherhood. I've been isolating from God. And I've been feeling really distant from him. And I just had this moment today where I was picking up my kids, and I'm just feeling all the weight of everything that's going on and feeling really down. And I'm waiting for my kids to come out of school, and this little girl comes out who is friends with my daughter. And I just waved at her and smiled. And she walked past me. And I'm just scanning for my kids. And I turned, and she's right next to me, just looking up at me. And I was like...
outside the window?
No, I was
or
standing
you weren't
outside my car.
Oh, okay.
And she just standing next to me looking up at me. And I was like...
Can I help you?
I didn't know what to say. And then she just opened up her arms and just gave me a hug. I was like, what the heck? And I just, I didn't even, I don't even know this girl that well. She plays with my daughter sometimes. I don't talk to her, ever. And, I don't know, man. She must have just, I said, are you okay? And then she didn't stop hugging me, and she just looked up at me and said, are you? I just started crying.
Dude, what a freaking love note right there, man.
The thing is after that happened, I was in here and I started writing down, I may have been pulling myself away from the Lord, but the Lord has been fighting for me. And I started going back and looking and I've had calls from Sam. I've had calls from Mason, multiple calls from both of them. Josh Westover, Adam Salisbury, people I've never had reach out to me before. Doug Nielsen reached out to me the other day. He's never reached out to me before. And he's someone that I kind of fanboy over. He's like, you talked about feeling not important enough to like have a brotherhood with someone. Doug's one of those people for me.
Yeah.
And he,
His heart's huge, man.
I was in Ohio with Adam, and Adam was like, Doug's asking for your information. And I was like, Doug Nielsen? It's like, he's like, yeah. I was like,
You're like, give it to him. Give it to him.
I was like, okay. And he just wanted to see how I was doing. And I didn't put it all together when I was seeing it all happen. My dad sent me the most beautiful message I've ever received from anyone in the last few days as well. Like, and I somehow in the darkness of everything, like all of these came to me and I was just closed off and they all just, none of them broke through. But something about that little girl today just like really opened the floodgates, and then I put it all together in here, and it just, you know, He's good. A lot of times I've thought the idea of positive affirmations were just stupid. I hated them. And I just realized one day that the reason I hated them was because I didn't believe them. When I would look in the mirror and say them, it just felt dumb because I didn't think they were true. But I did have other words, you know, that would go through my mind when I looked at my reflection in the mirror. And they were not positive ones.
And you would believe those?
I believed them. Didn't feel weird saying those ones. And Doug Nielsen actually on his episode on here said it's impossible over time not to behave the way you see yourself. And I saw the antithesis of what he was trying to say. He was talking about positive affirmations. And I saw that happen in the negative aspect to the point where I believed them so much I wanted to end my own life. When he said it, I was like, I know that's true. And I just was like, how can I believe those other words? And you can't not believe them when they come from God. And I feel like I've been feeling that again today. Just feeling, you know, how much he loves me and what he thinks about me and what he's willing to do to try to help me. Like he's been fighting so hard while I've just been feeling sorry for myself. And it doesn't make sense that he would do all that for me, but he does. You can't not believe it when it comes from God. Anyway.
See what happens when you don't isolate?
Chris, when you really didn't want to reach out, but you started doing it anyway, what made the change?
Not reaching out wasn't working. I wasn't finding sobriety. I wasn't finding joy again. I wasn't doing the things. I was still acting out, and I'm like, something's got to be different. I have to operate differently than what I'm doing right now. And if it's making these calls, I'm just going to start making these calls. And so I did. It was just one more thing to break me out of the addiction cycle. And sometimes the temptation would go away just by leaving the message, or sometimes by sending a text. But then sometimes it wasn't enough just to make that call and leave a message for somebody. I had to get someone on the line because it was like in my body and I was still feeling it. And I'm like, man, I got to do something to get rid of this because I don't want to act out. So I'm like, I'm calling somebody to talk about it and figure it out. I remember one time I had a real estate agent of mine that came in, and she was beautiful, and she came in and she was wearing pants that had ripped in her crotch. And so immediately I noticed, and then when she left, I was like, in my head, how can I reach out to her? What can I do? What can I say that would kind of get an idea of where she's at with her husband? What was, this is years of sobriety and this is coming out. I'm like, what the heck? Like, I'm like just stewing on these thought processes, right? And so I prayed and like I like still dealt with this. I'm like, this is going. Like, it's still going in my body. And I dealt with it on my own for 4 hours. And it was like constantly, how can I reach her? What text should I send her to try to, find my way into her life, And I'm like going, I need to pick up the phone and call him. So I called my buddy Jim and told him what was going on. And when I did, feeling was gone. And I'm like, yep, still need to keep doing this. This is still something that works. So it's part of my system. It's part of what I still do. And if the temptation doesn't go away when I talk to God, I'm going to my next thing down in my system, and I'm going to my brotherhood, and I'm talking because it works. It pulls me out.
I feel like it's my turn to say something. I don't have anything to say. I think I just feel the spirit of what you guys are talking about. But yeah, like I said at the beginning, isolating isn't working.
It never works.
Isolating isn't working. I mean, it's just not working. It will.
So if it's not working, let's try something different.
Yeah, like, let's stop blaming my wife for my problems. Let's stop this. Let's stop that. It's not about her.
Because let me ask, were you acting out before you got married?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. That's the thing. It's like we want to blame somebody, but
she didn't introduce the wound into my life. Right.
Totally.
She never forced my head into the pool of pornography,
Right.
Like, here's what I'm committing to do, which is to double down on the conversation we had about 2 months ago. I think it was 2 podcast recordings ago, where I talked about taking advantage of community. I've done more to share my heart and reach out, right? That's why Joshua and I spoke this morning. That's why I connected with him last weekend. I've been calling Mason more than ever, but I don't have any group support right now, and I haven't for about 14 months. And I want to start attending a group again where I have a community of brothers that I can draw on at any given time. That feels like it's important to me again.
When's that manual going to be done?
Pretty soon here, but here's what I'm going to do, actually. I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
You going to go infiltrate an ARP meeting and steal them?
Well, no, we're working on the Unashamed, Unafraid guidebook, but there's nothing stopping me from starting my own group now. As you were speaking, as Chris has been speaking, I think it's going to help my relationship.
Yeah.
I think it's going to help my relationship with my wife a lot. So that's what I'm committing to do.
Love it.
Joshua, what do you think, man?
I need to call some people. Like I just shared a bunch of examples of connection that I had, and I didn't call a single one of them. It was all people reaching out to me. It was the Lord reaching out to me through my brotherhood that I've been establishing over the years, but I need to make some calls. Sometimes, like Chris said, sometimes a message will do the trick. But
so I wanna invite you to be specific. And for you, Josh, like, is it tomorrow that you feel like you need to call someone? Is it?
Well, I feel like I need to be. I don't know if this needs to be consistent, like if I need to make a call every day, but I think for a little while I do want to do that. And the person who comes to my mind right now is Austin.
Sweet.
There's just so much connection that I felt when he was sharing his story, and I feel like we're in a really similar place in recovery. So I'm going to call Austin tomorrow.
Awesome. Love it.
We want to hear your thoughts. Email us, Sam, Chris, Joshua at unashamedunafraid.com. We just want to know, what's your plan to get out of isolation? What do you want to do?
Don't leave us isolated.
Yeah.
Send us emails.
Yeah. And frankly, I need it right now. So I'd love to hear from you guys. It's always fun to connect and expand my community.
somebody out there's listening to this episode and they have something they need to send us. We're talking to you right now.
Yep.
Pause it. Open up your email. If we don't get this message, I'm going to find you.
Guys, thanks for watching. Love doing these Live Unashamed episodes. This certainly took a little bit of weight off of my shoulders. And Josh, thanks for being so vulnerable, dude.
Yeah,
Love your heart.
Thanks, boys.
Both of you guys.
I'm glad I called you this morning.
Me too. I needed this.
Thanks for watching. You can find us on social media at Unashamed Unafraid. Get access to our bonus content and become an outsider on unashamedunafraid.com. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if this was helpful to you, it'll probably be helpful to someone else. So take some time right now and share it with a friend. Thanks again for watching. And until next time, continue to live unashamed.